Hi guys, and as usual, welcome to another kit review. Alright, so today we're having a look at one of these, and this is what I would call one of Tamiya's classic lines. Okay, it is their German 20mm Flakvierling 38 mit Sd.Ah 52. This is the Sd.Ah 52. It is the trailer that the Flakvierling was mounted on for transport. Okay, this particular kit number is 35091. It came out in 1988, and it is actually a rebox, purely rebox, nothing else has changed, of the original issue from 1977. Kit number for that one was MM191, and yes, I did build one of these back in 1977. This has been reissued as a rebox a couple of times since 1988. Nothing else has changed apart from the fact that they changed the box. They update the box slightly. That's it. Okay, so as you can see, standard Tamiya white box with some really nice artwork of the actual gun itself. You'll notice that this one doesn't have the full shield on it. That was not uncommon to see these being operated without the shield. On the side, you'll see history in Japanese, an example of the Flakvierling being towed by a Horsch 1A. On the other side, three more of Tamiya's classic bread and butter lines. Basically, these have been issued since the 1970s themselves. You've got your pack 35, 36, your 88, and your pack 40. Okay, on the back, you'll see examples of how the Flakvierling was used as a standalone weapon, painted in overall dark grey. This one here has a whitewash, also used on the Whirlwind, the SD KFZ 7-1 half-track, which I believe was issued by Tamiya before this one, so early 70s. I'd have to look at my records, but I know I do have one of those on my channel. And this is also the Panzer IV mobile wagon. Okay, so virtually these things were used everywhere, from Eastern Front, Atlantic Wall, North Africa, cargo ships, patrol boats, U-boats, you name it, they use these. Okay, so that's the box. Let's have a look what I got. And this one cost me $14 Australian. Okay, that's including postage. You do have two sets of instructions because this is a classic Tamiya. Okay, Japanese instructions, English instructions, and a bag of sprues. Okay, so let's have a look at the instructions. Okay, so instructions, photos of the actual Flakvierling on the trailer and just in combat mode. History, basic history, English and German. And then we get straight into building it. There is only 9 steps in this whole kit. All right, very simple, really nice beginner's kit. All right, so basically we start off with building the main body of the gun, which is the pedestal and the swivel. Okay, then we put the guns onto their mounts. The mounts go onto the main pedestal and they do elevate, so you have to be careful as far as your glue is concerned. Then of course you've got your gun shield going together and your operator's seat going on, fairly straightforward, and the gun sights, etc. The shield is, and I would classify that as optional because they were used quite often without. Okay, then you have got your ammunition, your spare ammunition, and also your ammunition magazines that go into the side of the guns. Okay, this is where the shield goes on. Then of course you've got the main platform on which the gun gets fixed, and it does just fit on here and click in place, so it does rotate. And then it's straight into building the trailer, which is fairly simple, straightforward. So this is an easy kit, not too many parts to it. And like I said, perfect beginner's kit, perfect for a weekend build. Okay, wheels going together, Mudguards going on the trailer, as well as the suspension. Okay, your lights, etc. going on, and that's it. And the last step, step 9, just shows you how the gun fits with the shields folded onto the trailer. So you can actually display it just like that if you want to. All right, just means you won't have the shields out. You'll just have them folded back like this. Okay, so that's the instructions. Next up, we'll have a look at the sprues. Okay, so first sprue out. First one we'll have a look at is the actual 20mm guns themselves. This is your gun mounts, gun shield. Okay, these are your sights and other fittings, and of course your seats for your operators. Okay, so fairly simple, fairly straightforward. So let's have a look see. So even though this is a 1988 kit, there is no flash on here. Okay, fairly straightforward. There is a bit of scratching here because this kit's been around for quite a while. Okay, so there is some very faint scratching on the shield because the sprues have been rubbing. Okay, fairly straightforward though, nothing dramatic here. There are your seats, your guns. Okay, you will have to, if you want to, clean up the ends of the guns and drill them out a little bit. So for an 88 kit, it has got some tooth detail, okay, and bolt detail. Now you can get a Edward PE set for this to replace the shield and other fittings on it. The Edward kit in Australia runs for around $25 for a kit that retails normally around about $9 or $10, not including postage. That's an expense that you would have to balance yourself. Let's have a look at the other side. So the biggest drawback with the shield is, apart from the fact it's quite thick and you would have to thin the edges down, there is an awful lot of push-out marks on it. Okay, so I think when I come to build this one, I'm going to forget about the shield altogether and just have her as the guns themselves. Okay, I mean, it's a lot of work to fill those. You'd have to fill them and get that one close up there. You can see there are some bolt detail right next to the push-out mark, which makes it virtually impossible to get rid of. Okay, so, and you will see those when you look at the kit and it's built, you will still see those. So that's something that you're going to have a look at when you come to build this kit. Apart from that, like I said, there's no flash. Detail is still quite crisp. All right, and it does have some really nice bolt detail that will show up with a nice wash. Oh, one thing I've got to show you. See if I can get it in focus. There's the copyright for this sprue, 1975. Okay, that's for this particular sprue, which is the guns. Okay, so next sprue we'll have a look at. I'll turn around the right way. All right, so this is your ammo magazines, etc. Your main gun mount. This is the bottom main base, or part of the main base for the gun itself. Okay, so again, there's no flash and the detail is still crisp. Okay, there's no copyright on this particular sprue, but I would presume it's exactly the same as the one with the gun barrels on it. Okay, there is some nice bolt detail. It will come out with a faint wash, depending on what color you want to paint it. There are no color callouts per se in the instructions, just the names, not the actual paint numbers. Okay, because at this stage, Tamiya still hadn't marketed its paint line fully. So let's have a look at the other side. So there's a fair few push out marks and things like this on the back of these, but you won't see them. Although it is probably worthwhile cleaning up some of them so they don't interfere with the actual fit. Okay, so that's the remainder of the gun. And the only other sprue I've got to show you is this one, which is the trailer. So this is your trailer. This is the main base for the gun. Okay, wheels, of course, mudguards. Very simplified construction. That's why I say this would be a ideal beginner's kit, definitely a weekend kit. Okay, so let's have a look at the wheels. So not too bad. They do have a tread, although the join in the middle is quite raised, so you might want to sand that down a bit. There's some little tiny bits of flash. Oops, sorry. Little tiny bits of flash inside those wheels rims, but that would take nothing to clean up. There is the base. As you can see, the gun just clips on that so that it can rotate. This is the trailer, and it is a simplified build because newer kits would have all of these rails, etc., as separate parts. Okay, so not too bad. That is your suspension for the trailer, your mudguards, okay, and a few other fittings. So let's have a look underneath. So there are some marks and things inside the mudguards, but you won't see them. You may want to just sand these edges down a little bit to make them a little bit more scale thickness. But apart from that, that's it. That is all there is to it. Very simple, easy kit. Like I said, great beginner's kit, great weekend build. Okay, so that's the end of this review. That is Tamiya's German 20mm Flakvierling 38. As I said, came out in 1988. The kit number is 35091. A nice little beginner's kit, a nice little weekend build, okay? Really easy, not many parts to it, and definitely one for your collection, I think. You know, just the kind of kit that you'd go, I feel like building something, but not too complex. One of these would be fine. Okay, so, as I said, that brings us to the end of this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, and your comments. Always appreciated. And as usual, guys, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you later.